Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. If you're returning, thanks for watching again, and if you're new, my name is Casey and this is my channel about cross stitching. I've been stitching for about 10 years. So this video is going to be a little different. Instead of showing you my progress, I'll just be showing you all the projects I've completed in the past before I started this channel. So even though I've been stitching for like 10 years, I was really isolated in my opinion to what I would stitch. I never realized there was stuff online I could look at for patterns. So I was gifted slash bought these two books, and almost all of my projects that I've done were from these two books. So I think any patterns that I've done from here are all by Joan Elliott. I could be wrong, but that's what I think. And these ones have different artists, so I'll tell you which artist it was as I go through. But I've had these forever. Some of the pages have fallen out, the back pages. Yeah, let's get started. So I just have pictures of the finished stuff, so I'll insert them throughout the video. I don't have physical objects anymore. And almost all of them are FFOs, which is fully finished objects, I believe that's what it means. And a warning, my framing was not good. I would do it myself, and I wouldn't wash it, wouldn't iron it, but it's all just learning from now. I now do wash and iron my projects and frame them with more effort so that they're actually pulled tightly around the thing and not wrinkled and loose in the frame. But you're just gonna have to stick along for the ride. Hopefully you don't cringe too much. I wanted to be able to look at them while I talk about them, but I forgot to get that ready first. Alright, so I'll be just looking at the images on my tablet so I can have something to reference. Also, my cats are out as usual, so I don't know if you just heard them scratching around on the floor. But the first pattern I got from this book, and it's called Bless the Animal, and the artist is Linda Gillum. I wrote notes down below, so that's why I'm looking there. And then this pattern I gifted to my brothers. I believe it's still hanging in their rooms even though they're a little older now. So as you can see in this image, there's literally some pencil marks from when I was trying to make sure it was gonna be enough fabric and stuff. Didn't iron it. It's not too dirty, but if I washed it, it would have gotten those pencil marks out. The next pattern is called Crescent Moon Dragon, and it's from this book. It's actually the cover photo. And this was like one of my first few projects that I've done, and this whole moon is sparkly string, whatever, I'm not sure what the name of it is. And there's a lot of beads. There's also beads throughout this moon, and some around here were beads. So yeah, I did a pretty complex pattern pretty early on. And the framing, not good either. This is also in my brother's bedrooms still, but yeah. My framings, I didn't realize that I probably should put more effort into that back then, but oh well, it'll get better as time goes on. And the next pattern is called Lighthouse. It's from this book, and it's actually the pages that fell out of the back. This one I gifted to my grandma from my dad's side of the family. I gifted to her like this with the framing not ironed and everything. Next pattern is called Hummingbirds by Sandy Orton. This was just like a little bookmark one, and this is how it was finished. I didn't do anything else to it. I gave it to my grandma on my mom's side. She liked it, so, and she just hung it up like that, like on a cupboard or something. So it wasn't a big deal to really FFO this one. The next one is just a dog. I don't know the name. I believe it was given to me as a kit from like the store. So yeah. This one I gifted to some of my step family. And the framing's pretty good in my opinion. I noticed there's like a couple white specks in it that I could have gotten out, but oh well. The next one is also, I believe, a kit, but you guys might, some of you might recognize this pattern. I think it's been popular before. I believe it's probably just called Merry Christmas. And I finished this one by myself without framing it. I got a little creative, but if you were to turn it around and look at the back of this, you'd be surprised because it's a mess in the back, but at least the front looks good because that's all people need to see. But this one I hang it up around Christmas, obviously, on the wall somewhere. And I believe I just bought ribbon to put around the border, probably with hot glue gun. Alright, the next one is a pretty good one. This next two, actually. In this image, there's two. I gave them both to my grandparents. So the top one is called Birdhouse Neighborhood by Nancy Rossi, and it's in this book. And I gifted this to my grandpa, and he did all the framing himself because he's very good with woodwork, so he did it himself. And he likes birds. He builds hummingbirds, or not hummingbird, he builds bird houses. He has in the past, so that's why I gave him this one. And then the one below it is a Chinese phoenix from this book, Bewitching Cross Stitch book. Gifted this one to my grandma. I believe this one also has a lot of the shiny string. If I'm gonna guess, I think it's called Kreinik, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me. And my grandpa also framed this one as well, probably at the same time. The next one is called Nature's Wisdom by Sandy Orton. And I actually have this one, so I never gave it away. And this actually, the image is not framed, but it is framed now. Also not ironed or washed. So it stays in my bedroom. I don't want to bring it out to the living room or anything. And I don't know if I wouldn't stitch this nowadays, but because I only had these books, to my knowledge, I only had these books, I just decided to stitch this one, which is also one reason why it's not out of the bedroom. This one is a bib, which was a kit. I probably was gifted it, and yeah, it's a dinosaur. I've also done a lion, and I gave it to a friend for her baby shower a couple years ago. This one is Hocus Pocus, and it's just from this book. They have a handful of like Halloween style patterns in here. So this one is really small. I usually just hang it up in like my kitchen around Halloween time. And I just bought ribbon again from the store and just taped or glued it around the edges. And that's how I finished it. And the same with this next one, I finished it the same way with the same ribbon. It's also just another Hocus Pocus design. My boyfriend requested this one, and it took a while because I stopped working on it. He's like, when are you gonna finish it? When are you gonna finish it? So I finished it. And then when I finally realized, oh my gosh, there's patterns online. There's a bunch of patterns online, and they're PDFs. I could just download it and get it instantly. And I don't remember what made me realize it, but I think when I did realize it, I told my boyfriend, what do you want me to make for you? Look on Etsy and pick one out. And he picked out this galaxy photo. So my first full coverage, like real full coverage piece. And it took me like almost 2 years, just a little bit less than 2 years. I framed it myself. I put more effort into it. I ironed it. Yeah. And this one hangs up in our living room by his computer. It is, oh yeah, it's called Rose Nebula by Beaded Bird X Stitch on Etsy. But unfortunately, last I checked, that shop isn't even there anymore, so I'm sorry if you wanted this, but there's plenty of other galaxy photos, so just search on Google or something, and I'm sure you're going to find galaxy cross stitch patterns. Also, I did this all paper pattern. I didn't realize until the pattern after this that there was even like Pattern Keeper. But I would do page by page with a marker, cross it out. Sometimes it would be fun to just see what color highlighter I used throughout the pages. Pretty sure I've thrown the pages away so I can't show you. But page by page I would go. Sometimes I feel like maybe doing that again, a full coverage on a paper copy, but I'm sure it would go much slower than with Pattern Keeper, so I don't know if I will or not. So yes, these are all my finished projects. I thought I would talk more about them, but I guess not, because my videos are always short. But oh well. Someday they might be longer, someday they won't. Maybe they won't be longer. I do have one more finish that I just finished like last week, but I'm saving that for my update video, which you can expect within the next week before the month is over. That's my goal. I've been pushing it off. I meant to do this video in the middle of the month, in the middle of March. But if I'm being honest, I just didn't want to give up my stitching time to film the video. So I'm sorry if you were waiting, but I got it out now. I hope you enjoyed them. If you have questions about the patterns or where you could find them, just comment below. I will try to help you and figure out if they have it online without having to get the book. I feel like they probably would nowadays with technology, but just let me know. Thank you everybody for watching. If you want to see my next ones, then subscribe. I look forward to showing you all my progress from March pretty soon. Thanks for watching.